I've seen so many women put their husbands in the position of God's place. They're waiting and longing, even begging sometimes to be seen. I did it myself for years in my own marriage, always noticing when I wasn't seen or even being hurt and betrayed by this experience. I remember one night I set him up for my super smarts. I wanted to make the point that I saw him. This was my attempt of this weird passive, aggressive, defensive posture to be seen. And maybe if I could show him that I saw him, then maybe he would somehow want to see me more. And I gave this long-winded monologue about who he was and what made him come alive and what scared him, his strengths, his values. And I even captured the deepest parts of him. Because you remember, us codependents, we're real good at seeing others, just not necessarily that great at seeing ourselves. And then the setup came, and I asked him in a snarky, sweet tone the same question about me. So who am I? Tell me who I am. And his answers were really basic critiques. You're nice, you're smart, you're good with money. And in that moment, all of a sudden, all the performance that I had done had laid bare. But nothing that was really real about me. And I was crushed. I thought I set him up, and I really was actually setting myself up. That longing to truly be seen has been with me my whole life. And I remember spending time with God after that and felt him nudging me to answer the same question for myself. Who are you, Tara? Who are you? And I couldn't answer either. Not past my performance. Well, I do this well, Lord, and I do this well, and I do this, and I'm a this mom, and I'm a this wife, and not past trying to earn love. That for me was one of my many wake up moments. How could I possibly expect someone else, aka my husband, to see me if I couldn't see myself? So I began a journey, diving deep into first who God was as my father, and then who I was because of him. Because I didn't know. And if I wanted to know, I needed to go to the source, the God who created me and is founded on truth. This truth was like a burning fire that started to ignite something inside of me. I was deeply loved in spite of my flaws. I was uniquely gifted. I was wired with wisdom and vulnerability and transparency and dependency upon him. And it was like all of a sudden, everything I'd ever known about God, it came alive. Because I don't think it was the head part of me noticing that. It was the little girl inside of me rediscovering herself, this joy-filled, free and playful and fully cared by her father. Once I could see myself, even the hidden parts, through God, my creator, my sustainer, my healer, my source of identity, crazy thing is I no longer needed my husband to fill that role. You see, it wasn't his to fill in the first place. So I could show up as me and not the performance version of me. The incredible thing is that I could not have possibly expected was that when I could fully see me the way my father sees me, I become visible for the first time. And I like the way that God sees me. The crazy thing is so did my husband. And now he really appreciates those parts that I allow to be seen. In fact, he kind of longs for them sometimes because I'll go back into that little performance piece from time to time and I'm like, whoa, this is not bringing life. And he sometimes catches it before I catch it. And we have this support for one another, not falling into our younger parts, but paying attention to them and nurturing them and covering and loving them actually. And now he really appreciates the parts of me he can see. Because your value isn't necessarily dependent upon your spouse seeing you. God sees every part of you, even all the hidden parts, the messy, the scared, and he loves it all, just like a good father would.